Do you know what I want to see just one time? Just once in the history of professional wrestling? A wrestler wearing trousers that have belt loops large enough for a title belt. Just once before I die in a freak kissing accident, I want to see a wrestler use a championship belt to keep their goddamn trousers up. Do it, you cowards. Anyway, if kayfabe is to be believed, there is nothing more important in all of wrestling than obtaining a championship belt. A belt means more money, guaranteed pay-per-view days unless you held the Intercontinental Championship for any of the 28-month period after WrestleMania 37. A belt means a better life, and there have been some absolute beautiful belts in wrestling history. The fourth iteration of the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, the Big Eagle, and of course the Divas Championship, because what's more respected in the field of combat sports than a butterfly? But some wrestlers have won so many belts that I bet there are reigns that you forgot that some wrestlers had. Welcome to Honor Wrestling Club, and these are 10 belts you forgot that wrestlers held. Probably. Oh, and welcome to the club. And make sure that you stick around until the end for a very special surprise. In number 10, we've got Randy Orton. We've got the Viper himself now, Randy Orton, and his often overlooked 2018 United States Championship reign. Yes, folks, Randy Orton, the legend killer, the man who his voice is in his head, and not just when he's listening to a cappella. Once held the United States title, probably buried somewhere in the recesses of your wrestling memories. Let's rewind to Fastlane 2018, where Orton would capture the United States Championship from Bobby Roode, who's another guy you probably forgot held the United States title. The match was a pretty solid blend of power moves, slick counters, and of course, an RKO out of nowhere. I mean, this is a Randy match after all. This left Roode staring up at the lights. This led to lots of surprise and cheers from the crowd. Orton's reign was like that time you tried to keep a New Year's resolution though. It was short, but memorable. It would last just 29 days before Jinder Mahal swooped in at WrestleMania 34 to snatch the title away in a fatal four-way match that also included Roode and Rusev, who somehow didn't win during the peak of Rusev Day. Talk about a party pooper. But let's not forget, this reign was fairly significant for Randy Orton. This reign made him the 18th Grand Slam champion in WWE history, proving once again that Randy Orton has done it all during his time in the business. From the legend killer to Grand Slam champion, Orton's legacy is as undeniable as that RKO that catches everyone off guard. So here's to Randy Orton's 2018 United States Championship reign. A reign that might have slipped through the cracks of your wrestling memory. And hey, even if you forgot about it, at least you remembered the RKO. In number 9, we have Isla Dawn. Isla Dawn, and I guess to a lesser extent Alba Fyre, captured the WWE Women's Tag Team titles in 2024. Yes, folks, these two Scottish superstars brought the gold home in a moment that had the Glasgow crowd roaring louder than a bagpipe parade. At the Clash at the Castle PLE, Dawn and Fyre faced off against the formidable teams of Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill and Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark, who did start to go to a little bit of shooty on each other. This was a thrilling yet fairly botch-filled match for the women's tag team titles. The action was intense, with both teams showcasing their unique strengths and strategies, but it was Dawn and Fyre who capitalised on all the chaos, with Dawn pinning Baszler to secure the victory and the tag team titles. The win was monumental for Dawn and Fyre, not just because they became champions, but because they did it in front of their hometown crowd in Glasgow, Scotland. The energy in the arena was electric, and the celebrations were nothing short of emotional. It was a moment that solidified their place in the history books, and gave the Scottish fans a reason to cheer louder than ever too. Unfortunately, their reign was shorter than we'd hoped, as they would lose the titles a couple of months later after a fairly forgettable reign back to Belair and Cargill at Bash in Berlin. But let's not dwell on the loss. Instead, let's celebrate the incredible journey and the unforgettable moment when Isla Dawn and Alba Fyre stood tall as tag team champions. In number 8, we have Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair is a 14-time women's world champion. However, did you know she had a lesser known but slightly impactful women's tag team championship reign from the end of 2020 leading into 2021? That's right, folks, the genetically superior athlete The woman who's got more flair than one of her dad's promos was once a women's tag team champion. And if you forgot about it, don't worry, we've got you covered. Let's set the scene. Picture it. TLC 2020. Asuka needs a partner to take on the reigning champions of Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Enter the Queen, who made her surprise return and teamed up with Asuka to capture the gold. The chemistry between these two was undeniable, as was the Flair in Charlotte's entrance. The reign was special not only because of the dynamic partnership between Flair and Asuka, but also because it marked Charlotte's return to the ring following a lengthy absence. The Queen was back, and she was back in style, adding in another accolade to her already impressive resume. The reign lasted for about a month, with Flair and Asuka successfully defending the titles against a few different challengers on weekly TV. But, like all good things, it would come to an end at the Royal Rumble 2021, where they would lose the titles to Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. A tough loss, but one that didn't diminish the impact of their reign. Charlotte Flair's Women's Tag Team Championship reign may not be the first thing you think of when you hear a name, but it's a testament to her versatility and ability to shine in any role. In number 7, we have King Kong Bundy. Hop into your time machines now, as we're taking a trip back to the 1980s to revisit a tag team title reign that you may have forgotten about, but definitely shouldn't. We have King Kong Bundy's NWA National Tag Team Championship reign. Yes, you heard that right. The colossal Bundy wasn't just about crushing opponents in singles competition using a 5 count instead of a 3 count, much like Big E did in NXT. He also dominated the tag team scene, teaming up with the powerhouse known as the Masked Superstar, who would go on to be Axe in Demolition. Bundy would capture the NWA National Tag Team titles in 1983. Together, they formed a fearsome duo that could strike fear into the heart of even the most seasoned wrestlers. Imagine the combined weight and brute strength of these two titans. It's a miracle the ring held up. Bundy and the Masked Superstar's reign was marked by their brutal, no-nonsense approach to wrestling. They didn't just win matches, they obliterated their opponents. The reign, however, would be short-lived, as they would lose the titles later that year to the team of Brett and Buzz Sawyer. But for a brief period, they ruled the tag team division with an iron fist and left an indelible mark on the history of the NWA. King Kong Bundy's time as an NWA Tag Team Champion might not be as well remembered as his WWE career, where he would main event Mania 2 and become the 4th victim of the legendary Undertaker's streak, but it showcased his versatility and dominance in the ring. In number 6, we have R-Truth. We have now the ever-entertaining and seemingly never-aging R-Truth and his NWA World Heavyweight Championship reigns in the 2000s, during his time in TNA. That's right, folks, long before he was making us laugh and his hilarious antics in WWE. Although this was after his time as a rapper K-Quick with the Roadie, R-Truth was a serious contender for the top prize in TNA. Back in 2002, when TNA was still in its early days, R-Truth, then known as Ron the Truth Killings, shocked the wrestling world by defeating Ken Shamrock to win the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. This victory made him the first ever African American to hold the prestigious title, a historic achievement that cemented his place in wrestling history. R-Truth's reign was a testament to his incredible talent and charisma. He would successfully defend his title against top contenders such as Jerry Lynn and Loki, or Kaval to WWE fans. This proved that he was a force to be reckoned with in the ring. His ability to connect with the audience, combined with his in-ring skills, made his reign fairly memorable and impactful. Although his first reign would come to an end in November 2002, R-Truth didn't stop there. He regained the NWA World Heavyweight Championship in 2004 by defeating AJ Styles and Raven in a memorable match. This second reign further solidified his legacy as a top-tier performer in TNA and showcased his resilience and determination. R-Truth's time as the NWA World Heavyweight Champion might not be as widely remembered as his comedic genius in WWE or any of his many 24/7 title reigns, but it's a significant chapter in his career that does deserve some recognition. Fair play Truth, though, who may go down as the funniest competitor in wrestling history not named the Hurricane. In number 5, we have Omos, as the tiring giant Omos and his impressive Raw Tag Team Championship reign in 2021. Yes, you Homo sapiens, the Colossus who stands at a staggering 7 feet 3 inches tall, teamed up with the phenomenal AJ Styles to capture tag team gold. Let us rewind to Mania 37, where Omos made his in-ring debut alongside AJ Styles to challenge the New Day to the Raw Tag Team titles. The match was a spectacle, with Omos showcasing incredible strength and dominance throughout. The New Day, despite their best efforts, were no match for the sheer power of Omos, who single-handedly dismantled them and secured the victory for his team. Omos and AJ Styles' reign was a blend of speed and strength, with Styles' agility complementing Omos' brute force quite nicely. They successfully defended their tag titles against formidable teams like the Viking Raiders and Elias and Jackson Ryker, proving that their partnership was a force to be reckoned with. Their reign would last for an impressive 133 days, and would come to an end at SummerSlam 2021, the second event to have fans back following the pandemic, when they lost the titles to the RK Bro, the team of Matt Riddle and Randy Orton. Here's a fun question for you guys though. Who is the better pairing, sort of misfits if you will, RK Bro or the Broserweights? Let me know in the comments down below. But let's not dwell on the loss. Instead, let's celebrate the fact that this guy might be the best guy over 7 feet tall in WWE history not named Andre the Giant. In at number 4, we have Lexis King. Lexis, who is the son of the legendary late great Brian Pillman, made his mark in Ohio Valley Wrestling with his unique blend of athleticism and charisma. In August 2020, he captured the OVW Heavyweight Championship, defeating Tony Gunn in a hard-fought battle. This victory was a significant milestone in his career. It showcased his potential and paid homage to his father's legacy. King's reign as the OVW Heavyweight Champion was marked by intense rivalries and memorable matches. He successfully defended his title against top contenders such as Dustin Jackson and Corey Storm, proving that he was a force to be reckoned with in the ring. His ability to connect with the audience and deliver high-quality performances made his reign truly unforgettable. Although his reign came to an end through vacation in January 2021, Lexis King's time as the OVW Heavyweight Champion left a lasting impact on the promotion and its fans. His reign was a testament to his dedication and passion for the business, and it set the stage for his future success in the wrestling world. Lexis King's OVW Heavyweight Championship reign might not be as widely remembered as his time currently in WWE, or his time in AEW for that matter, but it's a significant chapter in his career that does deserve some recognition. Whether he's honouring his father's legacy or carving out his own path, Lexis King continues to captivate audiences with his talent and charisma, and his current reign as the NXT Heritage Champion. In number 3, we have Lance Storm. Yes folks, the man who took wrestling very seriously. So much so that if he could be serious for a moment, he would hold the prestigious Intercontinental title, adding another accolade to his impressive career. In July 2001, during the Invasion storyline, Lance Storm, who was representing the Alliance at the time, would capture the Intercontinental Championship by defeating Alba on an episode of SmackDown. This victory would showcase Storm's in-ring prowess and solidify his status as one of the top technical wrestlers in the business. Storm's reign brought a level of technical excellence and seriousness to the title that was a refreshing change of pace. During his reign, Storm successfully defended the title against a few different challengers, such as the likes of Edge and Christian. His matches were a masterclass in technical wrestling, with precise execution and a relentless focus on out-wrestling his opponents. Storm's reign was relatively short-lived, however, as were all the reigns during the Invasion storyline, as he would lose the title to Edge at SummerSlam 2001. Despite the loss, Storm's time as Intercontinental Champion left a lasting impact, and showcased his technical skills and dedication to the craft of wrestling. Lance Storm's Intercontinental title reign might not be the first thing that comes to mind when you think of his career. Thanks Stone Cold for labelling him as boring, as that's the first thing that comes to mind. However, his IC title reign is a significant chapter that does deserve some recognition. Whether he's delivering a textbook dropkick or locking in the Maple Leaf better than possibly anyone ever, Lance Storm proved that he was a force to be reckoned with in between the ropes. In number 2, we have Edge. And speaking of the lovely Canadians, here we have probably the second or third best Canadian wrestler behind Bret Hart and Kenny Omega. We have the rated R superstar himself, Edge. and his brief but memorable reign as the WCW United States Champion in 2001. Yes, Edgeheads, during the tumultuous Invasion storyline, Edge added another accolade to his already impressive resume by capturing the WCW United States title. In July 2001, on an episode of Raw, where Edge, representing Team WWE, took on Kurt Angle, who was representing the Alliance. Although I guess as he was a sleeper agent in the Alliance for the WWE, he may have laid down for Edge here to give the WWE a new title, but if maybe he was defending the Alliance, I don't know, maybe don't think about it too hard, and that's how you give yourself a nosebleed. But back to the match. It was a very hard-hitting match. As the winningest man in wrestling history's reign was a shining moment during the chaotic Invasion angle. The winningest man being Edge, of course, as he's won more titles than anyone not called R-Truth. But if you take serious titles, Edge is first, but if you include the 24/7 title, which was a joke, it's R-Truth. So it's up to you who's first or second. He successfully defended the title, however, against formidable challengers such as Canyon and Rhino. I know, the most formidable opponents of all. This proved, though, that he was not just a tag team specialist, but he was also capable of being a top singles competitor. However, Edge's reign was relatively short-lived. As we mentioned during the Lance Storm once, all the reigns in the Invasion were relatively short-lived, as he would drop the belt back to Angle just a few weeks later at the 2001 Unforgiven pay-per-view. Despite the loss, though, Edge's time as WCW US champ left a lasting impact on his career, and it showcased his potential to carry a singles title. Whilst this reign may not be the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Edge, that's probably the live sex celebration, and fair enough. When you think of his illustrious career, this is a significant chapter that does deserve some recognition. And at number 1, we have Diesel, the man who was a founding member of the NWO, a multiple-time World Heavyweight Champion, and an all-round wrestling legend, took a dive, and quite literally, into a different kind of competition. Spring Break 1998 was one of the WCW's wildest events. This was filled with fun, and unexpected moments. The highlight of the event could be argued to be the Cannonball contest, where wrestlers competed to create the biggest splash. And who better to make a splash than Big Sexy himself, Kevin Nash? With his towering height and larger-than-life personality, Nash took to the pool like a duck to water. Nash's cannonball was nothing short of spectacular. As he launched himself off the diving board, the crowd erupted into cheers, and the judges were left in awe of the sheer force and magnitude of his splash. It was a moment of pure entertainment that showcased Nash's ability to have fun and connect with the audience in a unique way. With a perfect score from the judges, Nash would be crowned the Cannonball champion, which added a light-hearted and memorable accolade to his impressive career, along with being one of the men to kill WCW. This was a reminder, however, that even in the high-stakes world of professional wrestling, there was always room for a bit of fun and spontaneity. Whether he's powerbombing opponents in the ring, or powerbombing himself into the pool in a fun contest, Kevin Nash always knows how to leave a lasting impression. As Kevin Nash in 1988 would say, "Bombs away, straight into the pool." With stuff like this, you can see why WWE won the Monday Night Wars, can't you? However, there you have it. There is our list. So what did you think? Which title reigns did you forget about? Let us know in the comments down below. Whilst you're down there, why not give us a subscribe and click the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. That's all for now, so just like to thank you for watching and welcome you to the club. See ya! Oh wait, I almost forgot the fun surprise I promised you guys at the beginning. Wouldn't that have been annoying if I had not followed through on this? However, anyway, let me spell out the surprise for you. That's an excellent pun that will make sense in about 10 seconds once I've been through everything. Okay. So, if you take the wrestlers on this list, we go through them one by one, okay, and you take out the first letter of every person's first name, you get the letters R, I, C, K, O. Sorry, let me start again. You get the letters R, I, C, K, R again, O, L, L again, E, and D. And if you were to spell all of those out in a row, okay, you would get the words Rick Rolled. Happy April Fool's Day, everybody.